All right, match one. Hyper aggressive mono red alternative Jegantha Prowess, you could say. All right, so we kept this hand pretty basic stuff. Going more towards aggression, you know, just because the format's just so all over the place, combo, whatever you name it, that I just kind of like the idea of getting under opponents. Okay, opponent shocked in. That's a little odd. It's not going to deter me from playing out my one drop. They probably have Fatal Push, but you know. But I think that I still need to curve out. I can always stomp on their turn, play Bone Crusher on my turn. We all know how this goes. Or maybe they just shock because they're Death Shadow. Oh, really doing a lot of damage to themselves. If we were actual burn with like Lava Spike and Skewer the Critics and all of those good spells, then they're actually dangerously bringing their life total very low. All right, let's pass. So maybe let's turn off the auto yield. Okay, turned out okay. I am gonna stomp. Maybe not, just because it's just such a disaster. They have Death Shadow. Yeah, I mean I can just play Bone Crusher on my turn, and maybe that's better. But the problem is they almost certainly have removal, and the thing I don't like about Bone Crusher is I don't like in this matchup how it actually deals them damage. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to return Jegantha to my hand. It does mean that they can discard the Bone Crusher, but I don't think that's the end of the world. Bolted me. I guess that means the new Zendikar Rising Sky Cleave. I forget what it's called. Or it could also just mean Tarmogoyf. See, I can actually deal with Tarmogoyf, I think. Is there any sorceries? Yeah, there is. There's sorceries. So what I can do is, I've got a number of different ways I can do this. Also instance. I kind of like the idea of holding Bone Crusher up, so what I'm going to do is, I think I sequenced that incorrectly. Well, anyway, let's see if it matters, because if they've got a... Okay, thank goodness they didn't have Stubborn Denial, because that could have been a disaster, because it was correct to lead on the Flame Slash, because that way, if they countered the Firebolt, I could have followed up with a Bone Crusher. Yeah, Scourge of the Sky Cleaves. Should I just go after them? No, it's just too juicy. I mean, of course, the problem is if they bolt me in response, and this grows, that could be a big problem. Yeah, I'm just going to go after them. It's just an efficient use of mana. I could draw another burn spell. Also, Jegantha. I might just play Jegantha. This, this could be totally wrong, but let's see. Okay, so how to do this? I don't want to tap the Islet though, because I don't want to go down. I don't want to lower my life. But the good news is I won't. It'll still be bigger than the Scourge. Yeah, what am I kidding? I still think I gotta play Jegantha. Hopefully they don't have another Dismember, but otherwise I don't think they really have a lot of clean answers to this. And of course they've got another Dismember. Because why wouldn't they, right? Well, it's going to grow pretty big to an 8/8, but I do have another blocker, and this is a blocker that if they remove it, they basically are dead. All right, but how about we just lead off of Lava Dart? Well, I think this is easily enough. Okay, kind of awkward game, but I guess we can win these sometimes. I wonder why these decks aren't just straight red-black. Those seem very strong. I don't know, maybe green gives them certain sideboard options. I don't know. Definitely good for us because it means our Blood Moons they do a lot more heavy lifting than in the red-black version. Flame Slash was good there, but I think in general we want to have the ability to burn them out if the game is going that direction. And with this many prowess creatures, I think Lava Dart is just the nuts. So so I think we are going to take out Firebolt, and we're going to have the Ratchet Bombs and the Blood Moons, and hopefully this will do the trick. Ratchet Bomb is so helpful in this matchup. I mean, sure, sometimes it tags our creatures, but you know, that's a price. That's easily a price worth paying. There's a number of different options. Hopefully they don't Thoughtseize because they're probably going to take the Ratchet Bomb. It looks like that's what's going to happen. Alright, well, so we could lean on a creature. I don't really see what that really does, because we know they've got removal spells. We know they've got removal spells till the cows come home. So I'm kind of thinking to just put the Spike Field into play tapped, and that maximizes our options the following turn. That is interesting. That must mean they've got another discard spell. Another thing about playing a creature is it also gives them the option to play Dismember, which can be an important part of their plan to getting a Death Shadow down. Well, if they've got Stubborn D, if they got Stubby D, they got Stubby D. Alright, they don't have Stubby D. I am a little surprised. Maybe they're not used to playing against Ratchet Bomb. Maybe they've got something to deal with it. I don't know. Maybe they got Kolaghan's Command. Maybe they got a Braid. Okay. I guess a Braid for more creature removal. So we got 3 more where that came from, so. And we also don't completely depend on it. I mean, last game we did win without it. Obviously, though, that okay, well, got Stubby D or you got Stubby D? They got Stubby D. I guess, you know, false sense of security last turn because they abraded rather than Stubby D'd. Could have been a mistake, but you know, sometimes you just got to go for it, make them have it. There wasn't any particular tells. Plus, they could have had a basic swamp, you know, here. But I noticed a lot of players on Magic Online, they don't seem to really respect Blood Moon as much as they should. Some do, and you know, I'm pretty sure those are the ones who are a little bit more experienced. But kind of wonder if the opponent is going to fetch out a basic like they should. But there is tension because they want to reduce their life total, but reducing their life total plays into Blood Moon, so they do. That's one reason why Blood Moon's so good in this matchup. So let's see. If they play Dismember, there's nothing I can do, because that's a 6 life. I don't want them to stub ED, so I'm gonna Lightning Bolt. So, you know, if they've got Dismember, that's like the only way they really punish us here. And even so, it's sort of like dealing them 4 damage. So there's that. Oh. This gives me the option to Lava Dart Flashback. And, you know, I think I will take that. This could be wrong, but, you know, hopefully I don't have another Stubborn Denial. But it's just so huge if I can get this off the table. I should definitely wait until I flash it back, I'll tell you that much for sure. Pretty please. Sometimes I just got it all. I wonder if playing Soul Scar was better there. No, they had Stubborn D, Stubby D, so. Man, they had Stubby D and Lightning Bolt for themselves. It's kind of bullshit. But what can you do? Excuse the salt. Let's try to be strictly business here. I can't really attack because. Alright, I think they really play Liliana, so I'm just gonna take less damage. Play my cards as such. They've also, by using all their Stubborn Denials, and I'm sure they don't have a third one, they've also left themselves very vulnerable to another Blood Moon. I think I have to block the Shadow with the Jegantha if they attack. If they got it all, they got it all. Well, well, well. I mean, whatever. Like, 2 more Battle Rage, whatever. They had it all. They literally had it all. All right. Exactly 3 lands too. Drew 5, 6. Sometimes it looks like their deck is like perfect, but trust me, they don't always just hit exactly 3 lands. They don't exactly have like a lot of true filtering. They got some cantrips, but they also play a lot of cantrips like Dot Scour, which doesn't exactly shape their library in any way. I don't know. It seemed like it made sense. Like we had a shot there, but it seemed like they literally had everything. So, you know, what can you do? They even had Stubborn Denial, so we can't even second guess ourselves if we would have played the Soul Scar first to play around Lightning Bolt. They had a Braid for the Ratchet Bomb. It's kind of ridiculous, but yeah, what can you do? It'd be so sweet if we could take this matchup down. This is definitely an annoying matchup. So a lot of times it's just crossing the fingers, hoping they don't have 2 more Battle Rage or whatever else. More removal, or you name it. Thinking about dismembering. Alright, well, I'll just play out the Ratchet Bomb. I mean, sure, it doesn't protect itself against a Braid, but it's pretty good. Most other spots. No, I'm not going to attack. Whether or not they can deal with the Ratchet Bomb may depend on whether or not this comes into play untapped. It did. Maybe they got a way to deal with it. I would definitely think if it came into play tapped that they probably didn't have a clean way to deal with it, because then they become concerned about their life total dropping too low. Alright, well, at least Lightning Bolt Lava Dart can deal with this pretty cleanly and efficiently. Yeah. Alright, well. So it just doesn't add an extra type to the graveyard. Play the Cave. More Braids. Or discard. It's fine. Yeah, I don't think I've got a clean way to deal with this, otherwise I would have. Gonna put a Jegantha in my hand. Next turn I can play out the Giant, but I just don't want to play the Giant if it's just going right into removal. Also, this gives me another... I guess I got a Braid. Jeez, this is frustrating. They've always got it. And it's like, I wonder how many copies they play. I would play 4, obviously, but I kind of doubt they do. Well, glad I waited on this Stomp. Still going to resist the temptation to attack, though, with the Swift Spear. Still really no reason to do so. Probably should have waited to do that on their upkeep now, because then they could have double Stubborn Denial or something. I don't know. Maybe I should have just waited till their upkeep, although I don't know why having a 2-3 Swift Spear would really make that big of a difference. Alright, just play out the squad. And of course they've got a removal spell for one of these. Dismember. Not losing any life, I guess. Or losing just 2 life from the Bone Crusher. That's fine. You know, so we finally draw our Blood Moon. Well, you know, it is what it is. Okay, the problem is we really can't afford to draw any more lands. That's the problem. So hopefully that's about it. This could be a mistake, but I'm going to wait. Just next turn, the Soulscar Mage is unsummoning sick. If you want to attack, be my, well, I mean, it's probably a trap, but I'm going to block. mean, if he dismembers and he reduces his life a lot, then okay. Well, that gets the battle rage out of their hand. So let's see. I could reduce it to 3, but that's not really gonna save Jegantha, and it's only going to reduce how much I take by 2. Not that big of a deal, I don't think. I kind of don't like this from the opponent. I don't know if they really. I don't know if that was extremely well thought out play. We'll see. Scourge of the Sky Cleaves. So what do we still have? We took out the Flame Slashes, yeah, because we got the Blood Moons. If they have more removal, then I think that they're in trouble, because what we can do is we can dart this and trade. Alright, so we got 2 choices. We can go for them. But no, but that wouldn't even kill them. So just gonna try to shrink this. Even if they kill the Soul Scar. I mean, if they kill the Soul Scar, yeah, whatever. But like, at least they still take max damage, or 6 damage to be precise, from all these critters, and then we can block with the Blister Coil, which actually might not be a bad. My opponent forgot about the Lava Dart. I guess that makes more sense as to why they attacked with Death Shadow, maybe. But I mean, still, I'm always just like 1 light up the stage away from going nuts. So I don't know. Still might not have been the best move. I don't know if they got a Fatal Push or not. I'm guessing not, because they make it sound like this was a big misplay. It wouldn't be like, oh yeah, yeah. I guess this was a big misplay. Well, hopefully we can capitalize on this. They do have Plague Engineer sometimes in the sideboard, and that would shut all our 1 toughness creatures down unless we draw a burn spell. Yeah, the opponent's saying they wouldn't have strung with Shadow if they saw that. Yeah, I was wondering about that myself. That explains it, because that did not seem right, and sure enough, it wasn't. Well, I mean, hey, we didn't draw Blood Moon after like 1,000,000 turns. So I mean, like, so maybe that's a little bit karmic justice, you could say. I don't know. I think the opponent may have had the tools to win this one, but you know, I mean, I think they would have been a few turns away anyway from doing so. Oh, the opponent. The lag. Oh, looks like the opponent is a fan. Hey, sorry if I seemed a little salty. It's just I forget what it was. It was last game that you kind of had everything that game. You got to admit, right? And you know, maybe you still could have taken this one, but So, yeah. So anyway, Doug Rob. So you're welcome, definitely, to give your insights. And you know, again, excuse the salt. Just the game 2 was you know, that was quite overwhelming, and it would be quite disheartening if this was if that was how every single game went. But all right, interesting games. Too bad there was a pun at the end, but you know, let's go for the next one.